the mermaids try to kidnap Mary's baby. Yeah. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. So I know I posted a video a couple days ago. I am back with a new story, but this story still relates to Mary. So this is a continuation after Mary got taken by the mermaids and she came back to Earth, I guess you can call it. When she came back to Earth, what her life was like after the fact. The previous story, I mentioned that Mary became an outcast. So when Mary came back and she was back in the home and everybody was shocked because they assumed something horrible had happened to her and she just suddenly came back. But not only did she suddenly come back, like her family would just kind of discover that she has all these new abilities. Like she can do all these different things and she can actually do spells with just her mouth. And then suddenly, like, it kind of became known to the public too, because then she started helping other people with their problems. So Mary became a healer. So like whenever people were sick, she would always have like the right remedy for them. Like she would always have the right solution for them. Mary was also very, very known for love spells. Now, if you guys want me, that can be an entire series of its own. And why I learned never to do a love spell on nobody, because Mary literally did love spells for people, and people in Haiti would just keep them coming. And every single time, like, love spells have like a certain period of time that they would run out. I don't know why, but like they would just run out after a certain period of time, and you would have to come back to redo another love spell so your partner can fall in love with you again. And if you let the love spell run out, like what would wind up happening is like they would wind up hating you just as much as they loved you when they were under. So side note, but yes. So Mary came back with all of these new different abilities. She has all, like, she can do these things as though she is powerful. So of course other people in the family just started to be like, yo, like, what's that about? So then this is how Mary started to, you know, open up to certain people and told certain people what happened to her and how she got abducted. And then when she came back, she was extremely confused, and it's hard readjusting 7 years later, even though for her it really only felt like a week. She really felt like she was gone for a week. Whatever. So Mary, fast forward, winds up having children. So I don't know exactly how many children Mary had, but she had quite a few. And my uncle's grandmother would have been one of the children that Mary had. Like I mentioned in the previous story time, mermaids, the mermaids would constantly keep in contact with Marie, but they would keep in contact with her like through her dreams. Because remember, like I said, like I mentioned before, that like once they took her that one time and she went down under and she had gotten all her training and everything that she needed, they weren't gonna take her again. So it was just gonna be like a one-time thing. And every time that they needed to communicate a new assignment or a new task to her, it would always be via dreams. So yes, Marie would go on to have like a series of dreams and a series of dreams and like a series of like tasks that she would have to complete. I mean, I don't really know the extent of these tasks, but some of them had to do with, I know she had to deal a lot with like cheating men or people who did other people wrong. Like it was almost as though she was like the woman who delivered revenge, like kind of like a karma type of person. And she would always warn people that she does have these abilities, and if you do want like a spell done, like love magic or something like that, like she always warned people of, you know, the other side of it. But of course people never really listened. So fast forward to Mary having my uncle's grandmother. So when she had that baby, like she had other kids prior to her and nothing really happened. Like she had gotten blessings from, you know, her dreams or whatever. Nothing weird, nothing suspicious, nothing strange happened up until she had my uncle's grandmother. So when she had my uncle's grandmother, from when she was a baby, she had a dream, and La Sirène, like the mermaids, would just come to her and tell her like, you have such a beautiful baby, and I think that she has such beautiful hands and feet that she would make a great servant for me. And obviously Mary would be like, absolutely not, like, no, you cannot have my child. And the thing is with La Sirène and the queen of Mama Wata, whatever it is that you actually do want to call her, she really does not like to take no for an answer. So even with Mary telling her in the dream, no, you cannot have this child, you cannot have her, La Sirène would still try. They would still try to take my uncle's grandmother. So that was one dream that she had. And at the time, I want to say my uncle's grandmother must have been about like 3 years old. And it would just kind of like go on. So Mary would go on to have more dreams. And each time the dreams got more and more kind of aggressive. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, are you really not going to give me up this child after everything I've done? Like, you have all these new skills. You have all these. They're like, come on, do something for me. And every single time Mary would say, no, she is keeping her child. So now this goes into my uncle's grandmother's escape, right? I called it my grandmother's escape. It wasn't my actual grandmother. It was my uncle's grandmother. So this goes into her escape, right? I called it her escape because it just seems like every time she would go near the water, a weird, freaky incident would happen, but she would always never wind up being taken. So pause. When she actually gave birth to my uncle's grandmother, she actually did a spell of protection on her. So, and after she had the dream, she was like, oh, hell no. So she actually did an order or a spell of protection on my uncle's grandmother. So like to keep any harm from happening, to keep anything like being taken by a goddamn mermaid from happening to her. But it still didn't stop them from trying, and they would go on to try to take that damn lady from the time that she was about 3 years old to the time that she was 18, 19. Like, they tried to take her. So and one time they were very, 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 very close. So basically my uncle's grandmother, she was taking a walk, and I believe she was just walking home at that time. And she's walking, and there's a river that she would have to cross, but she doesn't necessarily have to get inside of the water because there are rocks that you can step on to get across the river. However, while she's walking across the river, she had an earring on, and her earring fell into the water. And for whatever reason, my uncle's grandmother could not recall why she suddenly cared so much about this piece of jewelry, but it's as though she had to get it. She really cannot explain this angst or this feeling or why she had to get this earring, but she's just like, bro, my earring fell out, and for whatever reason I just dropped everything and I just got in the water to go after my earring. And it's like I could see my earring just like going with the stream, and it's like the closer I get to the earring, it's like the further and further it goes. So pause. Mary had actually had a conversation with my uncle's grandmother about the possibilities of her being taken by mermaids. So she always warned her not too much with the water. Actually, as a matter of fact, you might not want to go near the water. Stay away from the water. So Mary already knew this. So, I mean, my uncle's grandmother already knew this. So at the time when her earring fell in the water and she got this overwhelming feeling of, let me go after my earring, let me go get my earring, as she's going to get the earring, she remembers and she snaps out of it. And I tell you guys, the one thing I hear in common about all of these different stories is that all of these people felt as though they were in a trance, okay? So somehow she snaps out of it and she's like, well, I guess forget the earring. So she goes back, grabs the rest of her stuff, wet, and just walks out of the river and goes. Now, here's where it gets freaky and interesting. When my uncle's grandmother gets back home, she gets back home to her mom, which is Marie. And, she didn't really mention anything to Marie about, like, her earring going missing because it's really not important information. So the following day, though, Marie went up to my uncle's grandmother and said, what were you doing out by the water yesterday? Like, I told you about the waters. Like, I told you already. Like, you have some suitors in that water. Like, they want you to be a servant. So, like, why did you get in the water? To which my uncle's grandmother would question Marie, like, how do you even know? Something so small, something so insignificant, like my earring falling into the water and me wanting to get my earring. You know about this. Why do you know about this? Well, the night before, Mary had a dream, and one of the mermaids came to her dream and actually told her, we almost got her today. Like, we were so close. If she had just swum, like, just a couple more inches, we would have gotten her. So, yeah. To which Mary went and told my grandmother, like, my uncle's grandmother, like, bro, like, if you don't, like, because if they take you, they're not gonna give you back. Like, you would go to be an actual servant. Like, for whatever reason, this was in Marie's path. She was supposed to be a high priestess. I guess her spirit or her soul from before this came from the Marines kingdom. So that is her purpose. She was just walking along her purpose. But for you, they just want you to be a servant, bro. So like nobody would ever see you again. So needless to say, that scared the living crap out of my uncle's grandmother, because it was like, what? A slave underwater? That's wild. That's insane. So needless to say, she actually stayed away from the water for a very long time after that event actually happened. So I really do hope you guys did enjoy this story. This was just another extension of the Marie story, and I felt like I had to just put it into like 2 different parts, because it would have been a very, very long first video, and now you guys have 2 different videos. So if you haven't seen the first one, now you have 2 videos to binge watch. Okay, so I really do hope you guys enjoyed this story time, because I will definitely be back with some more. And I think the next time I'm posting is Thursday or Friday, but I am still active on TikTok. And if you're seeing me for the first time on YouTube, please go ahead and follow me on TikTok. All of my other social platforms are the exact same. It's Rebecca Journey. You will find me on TikTok, and you will also find me on Instagram. So leave me a follow on Instagram, and also leave me a follow on TikTok. If you love these dark, creepy, weird stories about voodoo, lugaus, mermaids, and all of that good stuff, I have so many stories from you guys. If you guys don't know, I am from a voodoo family. I'm from Port-au-Prince, Haiti, but I do live in the States right now. So I come to you guys with multiple freaky stories that you guys will probably believe that I'm lying, but I swear to God, I have no reason to. So if that's your niche, if that's your shit, go ahead and subscribe to me right here on YouTube. Make sure you leave a like, and you also leave a comment so I know that you're fucking with me. This is my 2nd video, and I still need to feel that welcome and that support. And you guys really turned the fuck up on the first video. So like, I am eternally grateful. And also 700 subscribers? 700 fucking subscribers? Oh my God. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.